For millennia, humanity believed the stars were theirs to dream about, not theirs to dominate. That illusion shattered in an instant when the Galactic Assembly, an interstellar coalition of sentient civilizations spanning hundreds of worlds, delivered a verdict that would echo across the cosmos. Earth was to be exiled. Not destroyed, not ignored, but exiled. A sentence so absurd that, at first, humans laughed. Then, they panicked. It started with a transmission. A burst of light and sound that no satellite, no telescope, no quantum receiver could miss. Every major city received the same message simultaneously. Earth, your species has been deemed a threat to the galactic order. Effective immediately, you are to be isolated. Any attempt to interfere with interstellar operations will be met with force. The vote had been unanimous. The justification, they said, was simple. Humanity's history was too violent, too reckless, too unpredictable. They had survived nuclear wars, environmental collapse, and pandemics, yet still managed to invent technologies capable of tipping the balance of entire solar systems. In short, humans were a danger, not just to themselves, but to everyone else. Leaders on Earth scrambled. The United Nations Emergency Council convened virtually, faces pale and voices strained. Suggestions ranged from sending a delegation to the Galactic Assembly, impossible, as no human had ever passed their entry protocols, to proving humanity's worth through interstellar cooperation. But before a coherent plan could be drafted, something unprecedented happened. Humanity didn't wait. The moment the message was received, billions of humans began to act as one. Borders became meaningless. Rival governments collaborated. Scientists, engineers, and visionaries mobilized with a single purpose. Earth would not be exiled. Earth would leave. Within hours, private space programs merged. The richest corporations pooled resources. Massive orbital construction platforms sprang up, fueled by asteroid mining operations that had been years in planning. Humanity transformed overnight into a galaxy-ready civilization. It was chaotic. Ships designed for months of development were repurposed, patched together, and launched in record time. Experimental propulsion systems hummed nervously as crews, volunteers from every nation, boarded vessels that would take them beyond the solar system. Among the first was the Odyssey, a flagship-class ark piloted by Commander Leila Santos, a former astronaut who had spent years studying theoretical faster-than-light travel. "We don't have time to ask permission," she told her crew as Earth's final transmission to the assembly flickered across their monitors. "They want to exile us. Let's see how they like us leaving." The assembly, watching from millions of light years away, was stunned. No species had ever responded to exile with defiance on this scale. Humans did not plead, did not beg. They built fleets, launched arcs, and accelerated toward the stars with reckless precision. Within weeks, hundreds of ships had left orbit. Humanity had turned the death sentence into a declaration of independence. Every ship carried a fragment of Earth's civilization, libraries, seed banks, DNA archives, cultural artifacts, even art and music. Humanity was not just fleeing. It was broadcasting itself into the cosmos, a statement of existence too defiant to ignore. Back on Earth, cities emptied as more vessels departed. The planet's population, now streamlined for survival, worked tirelessly to construct habitats and defenses capable of supporting life outside the solar system. Meanwhile, the assembly debated how to respond. Conventional wisdom suggested enforcement. Send fleets to intercept, quarantine, or destroy, but the logistics were nightmarish. Humanity's expansion was faster than anyone anticipated, fueled by an unyielding will to survive. By the time the assembly sent an envoy to intercept the Alchemist colonies, they were already too late. Humans had reached the Oort cloud, then the Kuiper belt, launching jump-capable ships into deep space. The envoy's reports were bewildering. Humans were improvising, innovating, and coordinating with a speed and ingenuity that defied galactic norms. Within a year, humanity had established a chain of self-sufficient colonies in neighboring star systems. Each new world bore evidence of Earth's legacy, temples of human culture, memorials to history, and infrastructures designed for long-term survival. The exiled species had not merely survived, it had thrived. And still, the message from the assembly remained, repeated in transmission after transmission. Return. Compliance is mandatory. Earth is to be isolated. But humanity ignored it. They were no longer merely a species. They were a galactic statement. The turning point came when the humans encountered other civilizations, initially wary of their sudden emergence. Instead of submission, humanity offered trade, knowledge, and sometimes defiance. To many, it was reckless. To others, it was inspiring. Slowly, humans carved a place among the stars, not by permission, but by sheer audacity. Commander Santos, now overseeing the largest fleet humanity had ever assembled, reflected on their journey during the first Interstellar Council convened by humans themselves. "They voted to exile us," she said, "but we didn't wait to be told twice. We left, and in leaving, we became more than Earth ever allowed us to be." News from the assembly confirmed what had long been suspected. No species had ever matched humanity's response to exile. The records were clear. Humans had rewritten the rules. The galaxy, it seemed, had underestimated them. Decades later, when the first human colonies celebrated the centennial of their departure from Earth, stories of the exile vote were still told as caution and inspiration alike. The message was simple. When a galaxy tries to limit you, don't wait. Don't negotiate. Build, innovate, and move. Humanity's exile had become its emancipation. And somewhere, deep in the void where Earth had once been the center of all ambition, humanity continued to thrive, not as prisoners of their homeworld, but as pioneers of a boundless cosmos. The vote that had intended to punish humanity instead became a spark, and humans, never known for subtlety, had used it to light a fire that would never be extinguished.